What's going on? My name is Jay, and the other day I was at csstricks.com and I found this awesome article by Jurn. Thank you so much. Such an amazing article. So as you can see, the title, it says, let's make one of those fancy scrolling animations used on Apple product pages. So if you go to apple.com and you go to a product, you will see that when you scroll, there is a cool animation. Let's go ahead and scroll down here. He did a great job by showing us examples and how it's done. So let's play this. There you go. So you scroll down and you can see that very smooth animation there. And this is the concept, of course, is a sequence of images. I think this is called stop motion animation. Let's play this so you can understand what I'm talking about. There you go. So you have a bunch of images and then there's a sequence that creates an animation. That's how it's done. All right, and if you keep scrolling down, there's code, there's a bunch of explanation. So the link is on the description of the video. Go there after you watch this video. If you're still confused, there's a lot of more information here. He explains everything. So make sure you go here and take a look at everything. Okay, I'm gonna close this. And this is my page for now. It's totally empty. My HTML is empty, CSS empty, JavaScript empty. All right. So let's go and start by adding our canvas. We're gonna render this animation inside canvas. Okay. So canvas. I'm gonna add a class. It can be, I don't know, AirPods. Scrolling. This can be whatever you want. And then after this, I'm gonna add my JavaScript file. So it's gonna be the script main.js. Yep. All right, I'm gonna save that for now, and this is the only thing we need in the HTML. Okay. All right, CSS. Let's go ahead and add some CSS. First, we're gonna start by our HTML. We're gonna do the height is gonna be 100 viewport height. So this is gonna be 100% of the viewport. All right, making sure that we get the whole thing. Our body, and here let's change the background to black, pitch black, and let's put a height of like, this can be whatever you want. 400 virtual height. I'm sorry, viewport height, not virtual. Save that. All right, so it's black, and you see that you can scroll. This is for making sure that the body has a height. That's why I'm putting on 400. You can put whatever number you want here. Making sure that we can scroll, and we can see the effect, the animation. All right, and now canvas. Position fixed. That way it's gonna be always there. It's not gonna move. Okay. And we need to center this canvas. So left 50%, top up 50%, and then transform, translate, negative 50% and negative 50%. All right, so this is centering like the left top transform. This is just centering the canvas, making sure that is centered. Max height, 100 viewport height. Max width, 100 viewport width. All right, so 100% viewport height, 100%. All right, let's save the CSS, and we're good. We don't have to touch the CSS. And now we need to jump to the JavaScript. Okay, here's the fun part. Let's start by creating a variables. So let's do one for our HTML. Const HTML equals to document element. This is getting our HTML document. Let's create another one for our canvas. So canvas, const canvas equals to document query selector and our, which one is it? I think it's AirPods scroll. I'm just gonna copy and paste it, sorry. There you go. We're getting our canvas. Now let's create the context for that canvas. So context equals to canvas dot get context. And this is going to be a 2D render. All right. Now, sorry, 2D. Remember, Canvas is used for a lot of complicated animations, video games. It's a lot. So if you want to learn more about Canvas, search for it because it's very interesting. So, and now we're going to create a function for our current frame. Remember, we're going to have multiple frames to create this animation. A frame is like a still image. It's one still image, and 1,000 still images create an animation. So let's go ahead and create that function, const current frame. And I'm gonna create a fat arrow function here. So we're gonna have an index, which is like the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. All right, here's the function. And this is actually, I'm gonna return something. So I'm gonna do this. All right. So what I'm gonna return, the URL of the image. So I'm gonna paste that right here. And as you can see, it's a URL of the image, and at the end it says 0001. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so that's the image. If you go here and change it to like 0010, for example, there's another image. And then if you change it to another number, it's another one. Okay, I'm gonna close this. So we want to change this number dynamically using JavaScript. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change it to $, brackets, and now we can add some JavaScript inside here. Remember, if you wanna use this, you need to use backticks. That way you can add this JavaScript. All right, so we're gonna do index. We're gonna change that index to a string because right now it's gonna be a number. So to string. And we're gonna need that 000 at the beginning of the number. So with this method, we're gonna do that. Pad start. And now how many digits is 0001? Is 4 digits. And what do we want? We want 0. All right, so right now, what this is doing is just adding those, making sure it's 4 digits, and it's adding all those zeros before, okay? All right, how many frames we're gonna have? How many still images we have? So I'm gonna create a variable for that. Let's call it frame count equals to, I think it's 145, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 145. So we have 145 still images. So when you're scrolling, those images are showing and creates an animation, all right? All right, let's create a canvas height and width. So let's do canvas height. This is gonna be equal to, I think the image is, 770. Canvas width. The width is 1158. There you go. So this is the height and the width of the image. So we are doing the same thing with the canvas. Same width, same height, okay? All right, let's generate an image. So let's go ahead and do this. Const image equals to new image. This is just generating a new image. It's not in the DOM yet. It's nothing. It's just like I'm creating an image, and now we need to add something inside this image, though that way it shows, and then we add it to the DOM. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna do image.source equals to, and we can do this current frame. And in the index, we can do 1. And it's going to be all this URL 0001. Okay. Let's actually console log that image. Let's open the console here. There you go. See? So it's an image tag. And then you can see the source because we added this source. And inside the source is a URL with 0001. If we change it to 2, it's 0002. So hopefully you get the idea of what are we doing here. All right, let's go ahead and remove this console log. All right, we're gonna do image unload, not on a board, unload. This is equal to function. And we're gonna draw the image inside the canvas. So we're gonna do context. Remember, we had the context right here, which is the canvas. Draw image. And what we're gonna put inside the image. And this 0, 0 is the X and Y. So I want it in the corner right there. So 0, 0 is fine. And here we go. We just added the image to our canvas. Okay, this is rendering inside the canvas. Okay, so we created the image, we added the frame, which is this one right here, and then we loaded to the canvas. All right. What's next? Let's create a function to update the image. So let's go ahead, const update image index. It's going to be a fat arrow function again. All right, so image source is going to be equal to current frame index. This is the index we want to pass there. This is a function that we want to remember. This is a function that we're going to use to update the image. And we're going to do context.draw image 0, 0. All right, so what are we doing here is just adding the index to the image source. And we're drawing again. So every time the image is updating, is rendering again and again and again inside the canvas. Okay. All right. So we have that function there that we can use. Now we need to making sure that when we scroll, we are changing it, right? So with that, we are going to do window, add event listener. Scroll, arrow function. All right, so we're adding an event listener. That way, every time we scroll, we're running this function. We're doing whatever we're doing here inside, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So first, scroll top. Let's create a variable for getting the scroll top value. This is going to be equal to html.scroll top. We have here there you go. All right, I'm going to console log that and see what it is. Scroll top, save it. There you go. So when I scroll, you can see numbers are changing. All right, and this is just calculating from the top right here, okay? All right, so that's working. And now we need to add the maximum value that the user can scroll. So well, let's create a variable and let's do max. Let's do it like this. Remember, these variables, you can call them whatever you want, honestly. And we're gonna do html.scrollHeight minus window inner height. No, sorry, dot inner height. There you go. Now let's console log that and see what it is. So there you go. So you can see the number. That's our number. That's the number that the maximum number that we can scroll. Let me change it. See how it changes? All right. Let's remove that console. Now I want to remind you that if you're confused by all these numbers, all this math, make sure you go to the article and read about it. I think Jurn makes a very good way explaining it, and if you don't understand it, then you have to like just search and see how you can understand it. I know it can be very confusing when you're dealing with a lot of numbers. So all right, now we need to make sure that we get some kind of like progress, like, you know, when you go to from 1 to 100, from 0 to 1. I want to make sure that when we scroll and we scroll down, is like a progress. So that way we can calculate that. Let's go ahead and do that by getting fractions. So I'm going to do scroll fraction equals to scroll top divided by max scroll top. And let's console log that. Let's see what the heck is that, right? Scroll fraction. All right, let me clear this. Let's scroll. So you can see when I scroll down, you can see 0 point, whatever, 0 point, and it keeps going up, and the number gets higher and higher. So if you scroll all the way down, look, 0 0.4, 0 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, and then you go to 1. So this is how you can do some kind of like a progress or something. Like maybe when you're scrolling down, you want like something changing, something going up and down, or a loading bar or something. This is how you can get it done. All right, so we have that and we're gonna use it. And now we're gonna do frame count. So let's go ahead and count our frames. So let's do const frame index equals to, and here we're gonna use some math methods, okay? And here is where you need to like make sure you search what math min it does and what math floor is gonna do and all that stuff. If you still don't know what this method are doing here, make sure you search, okay? All right, math min is gonna get when you have two numbers or more, is gonna get the lowest number. I don't know if that's a good explanation, but I think that's what it is. All right, so we're gonna do frame count -1, that where it doesn't exceed. And what other number? We're gonna do math floor. And here we're gonna multiply scroll fraction by frame count. Now let's console log that. Whoops. All right, frame count, there you go. Typo. So now when I scroll down, you can see how it's actually getting all the numbers all the way to 146, which is our frame count. And that's what we want. All right, I know that was a lot of math and a lot of multiplication, dividing. I want you to make sure that you go to the article, take a look at this, and kind of understand every single line, okay? Let's remove the console log. And now I think all we need to do now is actually update the image. So we need to render the image again and again, okay? So we're gonna do this, request animation frame. All right. And inside here, we're gonna write a function. I'm gonna do a fat arrow function. I'm gonna run the update image. Remember the update image function that we did here to update the frame. You can here context draw image. So it's gonna be drawing the image again and again, right? Rendering and rendering. And we need to add the frame. So frame index. And make sure you add +1 that way, because our images start from 1, but when you scroll, it starts from 0. So if you don't, you're gonna see something weird at the beginning or something like that. You can test it if you want to. Let's save that. All right. Oh, there you go. Let me go all the way up. All right. Let's see. Scrolling down. There you go. Beautiful. Scrolling down slowly so you can see it. I think it's a very, very smooth animation. Canvas is awesome. It's just like drawing these images in the canvas so smoothly, but that's how it is. That's why Canvas is so good to create amazing animations, any video games. And there you go. All right, so one last thing, I want to make sure you understand that it's loading a lot of images. So if someone goes to your website and you have this, it's going to be very slow if their internet is slow. But there's a lot of things that you can do to improve that, making sure you detect if the person is on a mobile device, detect if the person has slow internet, and making sure that if that's the case, you do not load. Maybe you don't want to load the animation, you just want to load a still image. Maybe you want to load just a GIF animation. There's a lot of things that you can do, right? But this is how you can get started. And from here, you can go ahead and get more creative, add more animation, use different images. But that's it. Subscribe if you want to keep learning and click on the bell icon to receive notifications every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.